All right. Shalom, Israel. We live with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Priest and Captain Soccer will holding down the class live from Memphis, Tennessee. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we have classes from 6 to 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Since 1969, the ISUPK has been teaching so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians the truth according to the Bible. What is the truth? The truth is that so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans descend from the greatest people that have ever walked the face of the earth. The Bible identifies us as the lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. Fridays here in Memphis, we have the Hebrew class, the Lashawan Qadash, as you can see here on the board. Lashawan Qadash in Hebrew, in English, means the holy tongue. That is the name of our language. It's the language that was given to man in the beginning. It's the language that was spoken by Adam, passed on down through generations, held on by Shem's descendant Peleg during the days when man was scattered on the earth. And it is the language that was spoken by the patriarch Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And in today's time that we're living in, language is a very important tool for nation building. And what we aim to do in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge is to bring back God's people to their true knowledge and history and understanding according to the Bible. And one of the ways that we bridge the gap between all the divisions that exist between the Lord's people is by restoring the Lashawan Qadash back to those people. All right. It's very important, man. These Hebrew classes and these lessons that we are just beginning to have here in Memphis, it's going to be very important for brothers and sisters to tune in, to take notes, and to be diligent in studying this Hebrew, practicing speaking this Hebrew, teaching it to your children, because it is a very, very necessary tool for us to be able to have if we're going to come back to being the Lord's people. All right. So today we're going to go through some counting numbers. We've got the dry erase board here. I'm going to be writing the numbers down and how to spell them and write them out in Hebrew. But what I would like to do at the beginning of every class is just review the alphabet. So we're going to start now. A few things about Hebrew. Hebrew is a language that is read from right to left. So when you're writing in the Hebrew, you're writing from right to left. So up here where we have the alphabet, you see on the left-hand side, Lashawan Qadash, right? How would you write Lashawan Qadash in Hebrew? It's written here, and it is written from right to left. The La is on the right-hand side. Then the Shah is next to it. Wan with the Y and the not connected. And then you have Qadash, Qua, and the Dasha connected gives you the Dash. All right, so when you're writing in Hebrew, there's a language that's written from right to left. So let's go ahead, review the alphabet. You got A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ka, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Taza, Qua, Ra, Sha, Da. That's the Hebrew. All right. 26 characters. Also, in the Hebrew, there are two vowel sounds, a sound and an I sound. So it's very important as we go through and we learn the Hebrew, get those proper pronunciations. All right. One more time. A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ka, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Taza, Qua, Ra, Sha, Tha. And what you have here at the top is how these language was written in the ancient days. All right, the original variation of the original writing of these characters is written on this top line. What you have here is how it was written after we came into the Assyrian captivity. When we went into Assyria, we were forced to no longer write the way that we were writing, but we were forced to learn the ways of our oppressors, who were the Assyrians, and we began to write the way that they were writing. All right. So the second line here is the Assyrian Hebrew, how it was written in the Assyrian. What you have on the second line is how it is printed. If you see it printed, this is how it looks. If you see it handwritten, this is how it would look. All right. So again, you have the ancient Hebrew on the top line, the Assyrian Hebrew with these bottom two. All right. For brothers and sisters in the truth, it's important that we learn both the ancient and the Assyrian, because if you go to read Hebrew in any modern sources, say you go get you a Hebrew Bible, the Hebrew Bible is going to have the Assyrian Hebrew. All right. If you're going to really any artifacts after the Assyrian captivity, the Hebrew is going to be written this way. Older artifacts, such as those found here in North America, South America, the Caribbean islands, the Hebrew is written this way. But this is a very ancient, unmolested form of our language. All right. Okay. So now that we've gotten the Hebrew down, review the alphabet, we're gonna go ahead and get into these counting. All right, these numbers. Understand this as well, brothers and sisters tuning in. If you have any questions, even during the Hebrew class, you can ask them. All right. Don't hesitate to type in any questions that you may have. All right. See something? And yeah, I figured that. I'm not going to let me do that. Yeah, there you go. Okay. All right. So we'll write the numbers here on the board. We'll start with number 1. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 1 through 5. All right. All right. Number 1 in Hebrew is a Qad. All right. A Qad. And this is one thing y'all gonna get used to with me teaching these classes, the way I write the Hebrew. All right. I like to write the Hebrew by capitalizing the first letter of each character, and I lowercase the secondary sound, or the secondary sound in the character. All right. And that's how you know when you're reading the English of when you're reading the English character alphabet with what I'm writing, you'll be able to sound out the words. All right. So for instance, a card, right? A is capitalized. Oh God. Bear with me. I got this chicken scratch left hand, right. Hold on, bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. I'll try to write this as neat as possible. But I do have, like I said, chicken scratch left-handedness. All right. Here we go. Okay. God. Okay. Yeah, okay. A card. Capitalize that D right there. All right. Another thing too, because I'm left-handed, I don't really do good with circles. All right. So y'all got to bear with me. The A's are going to be capitalized even though they're small. All right. So you can see there a card, right? Which is right there. Ka, which is right there, and then da. All right. Now we're gonna write it out in the Hebrew. Again, Hebrew is from left to right. So we're going to go ka, da. All right. A card. Now, what do we have to do to show how to sound it out? We've got to add in the connectors, all right? So with a card, you have the ka, and the da. But there's no a at the end of the da, which means what? Which means the ka and the da are connected, all right? So how do we show the sound of the characters? Well, we use what I like to call the smiles and the frowns, all right? A frown means you pronounce that character separately. A smile means these characters are connected, all right? So with a card, the is by itself. There's a frown underneath of it. The ka and the da are connected. So there's a smiley face. Card. Smiles and frowns gives you the sounds. Look at that rhyme. I ain't even trying to rhyme. Frowns and smiles gives you the sounds that you need for the Hebrew, all right? So there's a card written in the Assyrian. Now we're going to write it out in, that's in the ancient. Now we're going to write it out in the Assyrian, all right? And y'all bear with me. It's been a little minute since I done got down with this Assyrian, all right? Got the boom and the boom. So we want to come connect that. There's a little boom. Yes, that's ugly. That is ugly. And I don't think this blue will show up blue. So we're going to use red. We're going to use black. Matter of fact, let me check something for y'all, see if this will do a little bit better with the lighting. No, that doesn't help. Bear with me. Salagi. Trying to get the lighting right, y'all. Might just have to zoom in. Let me see something, y'all. Might just have to bring the camera a little bit closer, all right? Yeah, that might work. Bring the camera a little bit closer so you can see what we're doing here. All right. Okay, there's a card. So we're gonna write out this Assyrian here. So we gotta get a line going there, and just bring it down. That's the All right, and the Assyrian. Ka is going to be like a little house. All right, that's the Ka. And the Da is going to be there. All right. So that's a card. That's how you pronounce it. That's how you write it in the ancient Hebrew. And this is how you write it in the Assyrian. All right. A card is how you say one in Hebrew. All right. Now, two. What is two? Two is Shanya. Shanya is two in Hebrew. All right. So let's go ahead and get Shun. Yeah. Again, I like to uppercase the first letter of the Hebrew character when we're writing it with the English letters to distinguish the different characters being used. There you go. Shanya, that's how you say two in Hebrew. Writing Shanya in the ancient Hebrew, the Shah is going to look like a W. The Na is going to look like a little V with a hook on it. And then the Yah is going to be like a sideways Z with a little F on it. All right. Shanya. Now, how do we show the sounds? Sha is by itself. No. Sha, Shan, Shun, Ya. Right? So the Sha is not by itself. The Sha and the Na is connected. So there's a smiley under the Sha and the Na. Ya is by itself. Give a little frown. Shun Ya. Shun Ya. All right. Now, how do we write that in Assyrian? Syrian. It's a little bit less of a W. More some. All right, that's not a good one. Not a good shot. All right. Again, make sure you can see these characters written in the ancient. So you have to see these characters. Okay. All right. Well, let's just focus on what I'm writing. Focus on what I'm doing. All right. Everybody should have a Hebrew alphabet sheet. All right. Your Hebrew alphabet sheet, you can just use that as I'm writing these. And what I'll do for future classes is I'll have the alphabet up there on the screen. I'll make sure that the Hebrew, the Lashawan Qadash sheet is up there for y'all to be able to see it. I want you to be able to focus in on what it is that I'm writing. All right. Kad, Shanya. Again, that's Shah in the Assyrian. It's really like a that's more like it. That's the Shah, the Na, and Syrian is more like a little. All right. Shun and then Ya is just a little. It's almost like a singular quotation mark. All right. That's Shun Ya in the Assyrian. All right. Number 3 in Hebrew is Shalash. Shalash is number 3 in Hebrew. All right. Shalash is 3. All right. All right. What we have with the Shalash, we have a Shah, a La, and a Shah. Shah, Lash. All right. That's number 3. Shalash. All right. How do we write that in the ancient? In the Assyrian, it's going to be All right. Shalash. Salah. That's right. The lines like a little. All right. Shalash. All right. That's Shalash. Number 4. Arabai. All right. Arabai. So you say number 4 in Hebrew. Arabai. All right. Arabai. Arabai. All right. Just for the aesthetic sake, we're gonna make this a lowercase I, even though we know there's only one I sound in the Hebrew, so there's only one I character. We're gonna still write it lowercase. The only exception to my rule about using uppercase letters is the I. Okay. Arabai. Arabai in ancient Hebrew is going to be Ra. It's going to be number 4. Ra. Ba is going to be Arabai. And I is going to be Arabai. All right. Arabai. Okay. Now, the Arabai, the and the Ra are singular or by themselves. The Ba and the I are connected. All right. Arabai. Okay. Written out in the Assyrian. Boom. Ra. Assyrian is just like a backwards 7. Ra. The Ba. Similar to the Ra. 7 has a base on it. And I is going to be a circle, just a little kiss off the top. That's how you write the I in the Assyrian Hebrew. Arabai. That's how you say number 4. All right. Make sure y'all writing these down and taking these notes, because once we get down to the end of the board, I'm gonna have to erase so we can start over. All right. We'll continue with the rest of the letters. Number 5 in Hebrew is Kamash. Number 5 is Kamash. Ka. Ma. Sha. All right. Kamash. So we've got in the ancient, we got enough room. It should have enough room. Let me know if this is too jumbled together, all right? You know if this is too jumbled together. This is Ka. The Ma looks like a M, like a W with a little hook on it. And then the Sha is W. We got Ka by itself, Ma, Sha connected. All right. Kamash. I think that's clear enough. Most High Christ, the water. All right. Kamash. Kamash, written out in Assyrian. Boom, boom, boom. The Ma in the Assyrian looks like it's a little with like a little house, a little thing over off of it. All right, that's actually nah, that's pretty horrible. Back up, just like this. Ma, oh, yeah. It's like a block. Okay, do this like this. Boom, boom. There you go. A little coming off of there. Little horn went off the side of it. All right. Kamash, and then of course the Shah. Kamash in the Assyrian. All right. For a lot of brothers and sisters, when it comes to learning the Hebrew and learning, getting into the writing, just the ancient Hebrew just feels more natural to write, more aesthetically pleasing. And the Syrian's just a hassle. But it's one of those things that we got to go through, in order to fully grasp the language. Because again, if you're going to go read Hebrew anywhere, most of the sources you're going to be able to read Hebrew, you're going to be reading the Assyrian. All right. That's why it's necessary for us to learn them both. All right. So 6, we have Shasha. Shasha is how you say 6 in Hebrew. All right. Shah. All right. Shasha. Of course, that's going to be Shah. Well, Shah. All right. Both singular. All right. That connected. Shasha. How you say 7. All right. It means how you say 6. Salakia. Shasha is how you say 6. Written in the Assyrian. All right. Shasha. 6 in Hebrew. All right. Number 7 in Hebrew is Shabbatai. All right. Shabbai. All right. Shabbai is 7 in Hebrew. Shabbai. Oops. All right. Shabbai is Shah. Bai. Shah and the Bai is connected. No, I'm tripping. Shabbai. Shabbai. All right. Mistake there. We got to put the I. Shabbai. Shah. Bai. All right. Writing this in the Assyrian. Shah. All right. Ba. and then I. Shabbat. All right. We're going to review one more time. Akkad, Shanya, Shalash, Arabai, Kamash, Shasha, Shabbat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Akkad, number 1. Shanya, number 2. Shalash, number 3. Arabai, number 4. Kamash, number 5. Shasha, number 6. Shabbai, number 7. Now, while we're here at these numbers 1 through 7, very good that we wrote it out this way. When you read the Bible, when it comes to the days of the week, so in English, the days of the week that we are given are named after Greek and Roman gods. All right. Monday is named after, I believe, a moon god. Matter of fact, let me get you to go look this up right quick. All right. Because we got the number 7. There's 7 days of creation. There's 7 branches on our candlestick, the menorah. Um, all right. So here we go. All right. All the days of the week that we have are named after the gods of our oppressors. All right. And it comes from these Greek and Roman gods. All right. These names of the week aren't just um the days of the week that again we were given from our oppressors. It's not just the days of the week. These days of the week that we have are paying homage to the gods of our oppressors. But in the Hebrew language, there is no gods associated with the days of the week. So when you read in the Bible and on the days of the week, there is no Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. There's Akkad, which is day 1. All right. There's Shanya, which is day 2. I'm trying to think how you say day. We'll review that next week. Next week I'll do the 7 day. I'll do the days of the week in the Hebrew. Forget how to say day. Let me look it up right quick. Salak, let me look it up. All right. And keep this bullshit. Keep this here, but I want to go look up the Hebrew. Go to the Strong's. Bear with me, y'all. We can go to the Hebrew. I'm gonna get what the Bible says. The days of the week. All right. Go to Genesis 1:1. Let's see something. Okay, day. Day is Yawam. All right, Yawam in the Hebrew is a day. All right. So in the Hebrew, if you want to say Monday, well, no. In the Hebrew, Sunday is Yawam Akkad, which is day 1. Monday is Yawam Shanya, which is day 2. We'll put this on here on the board too. All right. I don't know if I got any room to fit it on the board. All right. So the days of the week, I'm gonna put it here on the bottom. All right. In the Hebrew, the word day is Yawam. All right. Yawam. That's day in Hebrew. All right. Yawam. I'm gonna write Yawam in the in the ancient. I'm gonna write it over here. Yawam is Ya, Wa, Ma. All right. That's ugly. It's hold on. Bear with me. We're gonna write Shabbat over. All right, so you can see that. All right. Shabbat is Shabbat. No frown there. All right. Yawam is Ya, Wa, Ma. Ya, Ma connected. The Wa and the Ma connected. All right, that's Yawam. Write it over here in the Assyrian. All right. And the reason why I'm writing this is to show you that in the Hebrew language, there is no names of days. All right, there are no names of days. There's only day one. This is how you write the Ma in the Assyrian. All right, in the ancient Hebrew, there's only day one, day two, day three, day four, day five, day six, day seven. All right. So Sunday would be Yawam Akkad. Monday would be Yawam Shanya. Tuesday would be Yawam Shalash. Wednesday would be Shalom Arabai. Wednesday would be Yawam Kamash. Thursday would be Yawam Shashah. And then Friday, no. How am I missing? Sunday is Akkad. Monday is Shanya. Tuesday is Shalash. Wednesday is Arabai. Thursday is Kamash. Friday is Shashah. And Saturday is Shabbat. All right. The seventh day, Shabbat, is Saturday. Okay. And from the beginning, there's always been just 7 days. You go to ancient cultures, every culture on the earth has always had 7 days of the week because that is the way that it was established by the Most High from the beginning. All right. Now, when it comes to our oppressor and this captivity that we're in here in America, the days of the week are all named after Greek and Roman gods. So as y'all finish getting your notes together on this, I'm going to go ahead and read the following. This is the naming of the days. The Greeks named the days of the week after the sun, the moon, and the 5 known planets, which were in turn named after the gods Ares, Hermes, Zeus, Aphrodite, and Cronus. The Greeks called the days of the week the Theon Hemerai, or the days of the gods. All right. So I'm just going to read it. Sunday was the sun's day. All right. Monday was the moon's day. All right. Tuesday was Tuesday. 2 was the Greek god of war. All right. Which was Ares. All right. Wednesday was Woden's day. All right. Wednesday is the ancient Greek god Hermes. All right. Thursday was Thor's day. All right. Thor is the Norse god of thunder, or it was Zeus's day for the Greeks. All right. Friday is Freya's day. Freya is a Nordic goddess. So Zeus, Thor, and Freya are Nordic goddesses, but those names come from the Greek gods of Zeus, Hermes, and Aphrodite. All right. And then Saturday is Saturn's day, which is named after the planet Saturn or the Greek god Cronus. Everybody understands? So these days of the week that you were given by your oppressor are all paying homage to their gods. But in the beginning, God just gave us day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, 5, 6, and 7. All right. So that's the number 1 through 7 in the Hebrew. We're going to go ahead and erase this off the board and we're going to continue counting. All right. That over there. Gotta get me a little squirt bottle with some water on there. Spray it off. I might have to get a bigger dry erase board too, because I really would like a board big enough for us to just keep the day's lesson up there on the board. So that, throughout the week, brothers and sisters, if they may have missed the Hebrew class, they can just come in and see what's on the board and they can copy it down in their own time. All right. But for now, we gotta work with what we got. All right. Go ahead and wipe this down. All right. All right. So we got that. Now, all right. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. All right. So number 8 in Hebrew is going to be Shamawana. Shamawana. All right. Sha. Ma. Wa. Na. Sha. Ma. Wana. That is number 8 in the Hebrew. All right. It's going to be Sha, Ma, Wa. Write that now over. Sha, Ma. Sha, Ma. Wa. Na. All right. Shama Wana. All right. Sha, Ma, Wa, Na. All right. If y'all can see that clearly. That number 8. And trying to preserve some room up there. Man, I need to be that tight though. Go ahead. Let me write that over. So I think I can get it a lot better. Better spacing. Write that over. All right. Sha. Ma. Wa. Na. All right. Shama Wana. That's how you write 8 in the ancient Hebrew. Oh, shit. The Assyrian. You got Sha. Ma. Wa. Na. And Shama Wana. All right. Shama Wana is 8 in Hebrew. All right. All right. 9 in ancient Hebrew is the shy. Sa, sha, I. Tasha, I. All right. Tasha, I. All right. Actually, it's pronounced the shy, not Tasha, I. So let me put that in there right. It's pronounced the shy. Let's write the characters out. All right. The shy. The shy, ancient Hebrew, going to be Sa. It's cursed with this left-handed writing. I'm not a, the worst handwriting on the planet. Dasha I. Dasha I. All right. Dasha I. And in the Assyrian, you got the maybe not. I'm exaggerating that too much. Goddamn, it's exaggerated. Yeah, all right. Dasha I. The shy. All right. And number 10 is Ishura. Ishura. All right. Ishura. Ishura. Triple. All right. I wrote that Ra in the Assyrian. Bear with me. I'm getting back in the groove of this Hebrew as well. It's good, I'm say practice, but I'm getting back in the groove my damn self. I've been out of this Hebrew thing for a while. Ishura. All right. Ishura. Of course, we know Ishura is the 10 in the Hebrew. All right. We got I. Sha. Ra. Ishura. That's 10. All right. Now, in the Hebrew language, once you get to 10, the rest of the numbers after 10 are going to be 10 and whatever the number is. All right. So any numbers after 10 are going to have Ishara in them. All right. So there is no, like in English, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then you have 11 and 12. 11 and 12 are variations of the 1. Well, in the Hebrew, you don't have that. You have variations of 10. All right. So in the Hebrew, 11 is going to be Akkad Ishara. All right. So 11, and for time's sake, I'm not going to write it all out. All right. But 11 would be Akkad Ishara. All right. 11 is Akkad Ishara. So then 12 would be what? 12 would be Shanya Ishara. All right. Shanya Ishara. 13. Shalash Ishara. And so on and so forth. All right. So all you're doing is you're just adding the number and then 10 at the end. Akkad Ishara is 1 and 10. 110. Shanya Ishara is 210. Shalash Ishara is 310. That's 13. That's 12. That's 11. All right. So if you're paying attention to the class, what would 14 be? I see the sister said, what would 20 look like? Okay, most high Christ, we're going to get to that. First, give me what 14 would be. What would 14 be? Somebody online. Come, most high Christ. Get a sister hand. I'll Rabbi Ishara is 14. All right. I'll Rabbi Ishara. All right. Boom. Now, the numbers will continue that way. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and then 20. All right. 20 would be now. Good. All right. 20 is okay. Let's make sure we get all these written down first. All right. Let's write all these down. Matter of fact, I'm just going to fill out the rest of these before we get to 20. Okay. Before we get to 20, let's just go ahead and write out the rest of these. And of course, we've covered all of them already. So the Hebrew writing, you'll be able to write them in Hebrew based off of your notes. All right. So you're gonna write them in the way that they're pronounced. Okay. So 15 would be Kamash Ishara. Again, excuse my chicken scratch handwriting. All right, 16 would be Shasha, Aishara, 17 would be Shabai, Aishara. 18 would be Shamawana, Aishara. 'Aishara. And then 19 would be the Shai, Aishara. All right. All right. Go ahead and write those down. And we'll close out the class tonight with 20. And then next week, we're going to build on these. We're going to get 20 to 100. All right. The same way that we count 10 to 20, we'll do 20 to 30 will be the same way. And the same thing with 30 to 40, 40 to 50. You just, whatever that 40 number is, it'll be 1 and 40. 140, 240, 340. That's how it is in the Hebrew, all right? Same when you get 10, you got Aishara, then you have 110, Akkad Aishara. You have 210, Shanya Aishara. You have 310, Shalash Aishara. All right, it'll be the same way for 20. Whatever 20 is, it'll be Akkad 20, Shanya 20, Shalash 20, Arabai 20. Everybody understands? That's how you get the numbers, right? And what we're going to start to see as we go through this Hebrew, you're going to start to see that the English language, like with many other languages on the earth, the English is a reverse of the way man is always spoken on the earth. This language of English that we've been taught is really a backwards way of speaking than what most other languages on the earth were established. And English is one of the newest languages on the earth, and because of that, it doesn't follow the old rules of how languages always worked with man on the earth. All right. All right, so by now we should have all had this written down. We'll go ahead and erase the board. And we're going to start with 20. And then we'll fill in the rest next week. All right. All right. Go ahead and erase this. Come off the board. All right. So now we've got all of the 1 through 10, 10 through 20. Now, 20 follows in the same pattern as the rest of the numbers that we've counted so far. And again, this gives you a little bit of insight into the Hebrew language and just how simple, just how much simpler language was for us as a people, the way that God gave it to us. Remember, this is the first language on the earth. This is the language that was given to Adam. This is the first language that man ever spoke. All right. So a lot of these variations of numbers that we have today. So for instance, someone who counts in English, you may say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? Those all make sense. But then you get 11 and you say, well, where does 11 come from? How do you go from 1 to 11? There is no where did the ELEV come from? How do you go from 1 to 11? Why not, 1T1 or 1-1? Right? And then you get 12, and you're like, well, where the hell did the 12 come from? How did the 2, the O turn into ELVE? And you get, so on and so forth. You get in out of nowhere, you got a 13. Well, damn, where did these teens come from? Right? And then you go to 20, and you're like, well, okay, where did that come from? Right? Well, with Hebrew, everything is much simpler, right? So you got Akkad, Shanya. I'm trying to flex. I gotta remember these. Let me go ahead and read it. You got Akkad, Shanya, Shalash, Arabai, Kamash, Shasha, Shabai, Shamawana, Dashai, Aishara, right? Then you got Akkad, Aishara, and Shanya, Aishara. Okay. So continuing in that same vein, 20 is just 10 made plural. All right. And to make something plural in Hebrew, you add a yum to the end of it. Yum in Hebrew denounces pluralization at the end of something. I'm going to write that on the board. All right. Yum at the end of a word equals plural or multiples. All right. Yum at the end of a word in Hebrew means it's plural or multiples. All right. So if 10 is Aishara, how would you make that plural? You add yum to it. Yum. All right. So 20 is Aisharayim. Aisharayim. Aishara is 10. 20 is Aisharayim. All right. What does yum look like in the ancient? Now we write a little different for this last part. All right. Yum is Ya Ma. Connected. All right. That's yum. So 20 is Aisharayim. So you just take Aishara, add yum at the end. All right. Yum written in the Assyrian would be all right, yum. That's yum. All right. 20 is Aisharayim, which means what? If 20 is Aisharayim, what would 30 be? What would 30 be? See if we can get this before we close out the class, and the next week we'll get the rest of them. All right. Anybody in the class? What would 30 be? If you had to take a guess, take a number, make it plural, add yum to the end. 20 is 10, plural. 10 is 20. Aisharayim. What would 30 be? Actually, that's maybe a bad question. How the hell would y'all know? 30 is Shalash Yum. All right. 30 is Shalashim. Shalashim. All right. No sweat, no sweat. All right. So that's 30. 30 is Shalashim, and we'll get into the rest of them next week. All right. Next week will be the second lesson on numbers and counting. Also, what we'll do next week is I'll make sure that I go over how numbers work in the Hebrew, right, or in our culture, because a lot of what we have today with mathematics and the way that we're taught in schools, we sort of lose count that really all these numbers is just counting, and that's what numbers in Hebrew means. The word number, the word for numbers, just means counting. All right. That's what we have all these numbers for. All 1 through 7, the days of the week. That's just counting the days of the week. The months in Hebrew, the 12 months, is just counting the months. All right. And so next week, what we'll do is we'll go into the rest of the numbers. We'll carry ourselves through the hundreds into the thousands, and then I'll go into the meanings of words that are related to numbers, like the days we got this week. We'll get the months. We'll get years, and we'll just start to build on different things that we count. All right, and then from there we'll be able to transition into going into directly into the language and more things dealing with patterns of speech. Speaking in present tense, past tense, third person, all those types of things. We'll get into them as the weeks go on. All right, you brothers and sisters, everybody, I want everybody to get them a Hebrew notebook. Get a Hebrew notebook so that you can start taking notes and you'll be able to stay in tune with us as we grow in our knowledge and our understanding of our native tongue moving forward. And with that, we the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge out of 1 West 125th Street in Harlem, New York. Since 1969, we've been teaching so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians the truth according to the Bible. What is the truth? The truth is that so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians descend from the greatest people that have ever walked the face of the earth. The Bible identifies us as the lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. And in the year 2022, there's nothing more important than for God's chosen people to learn the truth of who we are, where we come from, and what our purpose is here on the earth. With that, Captain Soccer War, shalom from Memphis, Tennessee.